This episode, we talk about street harassment.
Generally, if you tell men about street harassment, they find it hard to believe. Like, often I've told my partner stuff and he's like, I don't understand how all this stuff happens to you, as if I'm making it up.
I know. We've finally done Mounjaro.
Seeing you on it put me off taking it.
Oh my God.
The Nottingham gig.
What happened in Nottingham? Oh, and
when you nearly
myself, yeah.
She just remember having the thought, like, clear as like an angel announcing it was like, you are about to be much closer as friends. Because I thought
And we talk about in a box for the demands of Tim Spector.
there's Tim Spector and all that lot. They got me to poo in a box.
Who got... Wait, what? What? Ignore that feeling. Let's talk about Mounjaro.
So Alison has gatekept Mounjaro from me.
How have I gatekept Mounjaro from you? You've been like... You have free will.
No.
I haven't got in contact with the people at like Neuro.
Yeah, they kept turning me down.
Yeah,
because I tried to take pictures like this.
Oh my God.
On the couch.
That is actually offensive to me and my community.
So I did that 3 times and got turned down.
Because you're not fat.
But they kept taking the money out of my account.
Good.
And then they would be like, we're returning your money to you. But I know people have put cushions under their clothes.
Yeah, I know people have put like weights in their pockets and then videoed themselves standing on the scale.
Right.
It's annoying. Okay, how do I feel about it? I feel like...
What are your biggest tips for my Mounjaro journey?
Get fat. That's what I would say. How about you go for a traumatic experience when you were a child and then self-soothe through eating? How about that? Get a time machine. No, my thing about Mounjaro is... so I'm paying for Mounjaro. People on the NHS, when I was at my fattest, I would have qualified to get Mounjaro off the NHS, but the NHS didn't invest the money into Mounjaro for a year. So by the time that Mounjaro is freely available on the NHS, I am under the weight that would be needed to get Mounjaro, because my life was under threat being as fat as I was, because I had all these different conditions and I would have qualified under the NHS.
But you said the nurse was like, I don't believe in easy outs.
Yeah, but that's because the nurse was fat herself and self-hating.
Yeah.
Like, there's this weird thing about being fat where... So there are some people, it's like... So I used to smoke and you used to smoke.
Yeah.
My attitude is like...
And by the way, they did used to blame random health things on it. Like, I regularly lose my voice, and I would say now it's because I don't breathe properly.
Yeah.
I lose it from stress. But whenever I went to the doctor as a smoker, they would be like, it's because you smoke, and it's not.
No, and it's the
I
same
haven't
with
smoked since I was 24.
Any problems that I had with my health. Like, I would go to the doctor and they would be like, you need to lose weight. Like, if I was getting like... I remember I got a smear test and I was told to lose weight. You know, it's just a mad, like...
Why? Because, like, they couldn't see...
Because my puss was too tight because the fat was all... That's what they don't tell you. Like, being fatter, like getting the bar in, which is like the contraceptive bar.
Yeah, I had that.
But it works... the morning after pill doesn't work as well for people that are fatter.
Yeah.
And getting the bar, which I had to pay for because I wanted contraception, and I lived in Ireland at the time, and it cost me like 300 quid. But I would get a year less because I was fatter, and it was, you know, just there's more body for the hormones.
Would
to
you
go around.
compensate for it by having more partners in that?
Oh, I just took a load of loads. Yeah. Just like...
But anyway, you went on it and you've lost like
8.
half your body weight.
Yeah, I've lost a lot. And but the scary thing was, so I wanted to lose weight, and I knew I comfort ate. I definitely, like, I was aware of like why I was fat. I was like, I comfort eat, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't want I didn't want to stop comfort eating because that was my escape from stuff. So if being fat was a tax of comfort eating, then because I felt like it shouldn't matter how I looked or whatever, because people kept telling me like from a young age, like how I'm worth less than other people. So I would make up for it with my personality or whatever and be
Yeah.
apologetic or for being in a room. So I'd be like as nice as possible because I felt like life is hard enough being fat, but being fat and a bitch would be harder. So to
Yeah.
be as nice as possible would be like a way of moving better in the world because I didn't want to lose weight because I felt like it shouldn't matter. But looking back, I was definitely addicted to food. Like the addiction to food was like stronger than my feelings about like being treated inadequate or whatever.
But yeah,
So
we went for dinner one time. There was like four of us, and you were eating to a point that I was like, she doesn't seem to be enjoying it.
no, I would eat until
We
it
were in
hurts.
Baka.
Where's Baka? In the pasta place.
Yeah, you got remember we got loads of pasta and then you got like a dessert or something, but
Yeah.
your face went red and you're like like it was like your
Labored.
chest hurt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, I just was because I was like
Well, I liked it.
felt worried.
I think like well, I was used to eating that much. There was that kind of thing. And
Oh,
there's also like I would eat so much that like it would be beyond the point of like pain and then it would be numb. And then that felt good because feeling pain or feeling numb felt better than like whatever I
yeah.
was feeling. And but I knew that, but I looked at that as like comfort eating. But then when I actively wanted to lose weight, the actively didn't want to eat as much as I did because I wanted to lose weight and I couldn't do it. I couldn't stop eating and I was like crying and it was this weird thing of like there was this weird thing in my brain in the back of my brain telling me you're going to die. You if you eat like this, you are going to die because you nearly died last week. Like you need to stop, but I couldn't. So then that's when I was like talking to the NHS about going on Mounjaro. And so the NHS didn't offer it at the time, and the nurse said as well she doesn't believe in easy outs, which is like funny to me because like well the whole idea of an easy out for being fat is like well you need to be punished for being fat in the first place because there is a problem with your character because you're
Yeah.
unable to have any kind of like what do they call it the virtue of it's a Calvinist kind of thing I feel of like the virtue of like not going for all the earthly delights so you will be in heaven you know in a couple of years time so it's good to not go through that people see like fat people and eating as a kind of like vice that they
Well, also,
enjoy.
don't you get people talking to you like you're daft a lot as
Well,
well?
yeah, because fat people are dumb.
Because they don't
To
understand calories in, calories out,
how
rather than people have binge eating disorders.
yeah, because I think it's because people are like, well, your life would be so much better if you weren't fat, and yet you're not changing that. So there has to be like there has to be like an intelligence problem there. Do you know?
Have you found, did you get angry when, because I put you in touch with my friend, who lost a massive amount of weight.
Yeah,
She got gastric sleeve and like I've only ever known her as a thin person, and it's
yeah,
really interesting see like hearing a bit. Basically, I hope this is accurate to say, she feels annoyed but that she hears people talk about fat people now, and it's like they don't know she used to be fat
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
she had all the skin removal, like everything.
yeah.
And she takes a GLP-1 as well after having a gastric band. So I put you in touch with her because I thought you would have similar experiences.
I find like I find it. I think before when I was fat and had no intention of losing weight, I didn't. like to engage with fat liberation or anything like that, because I was just like, well, I live that life. It's just like, I don't need to intellectualize this. I am fat and that's it.
Oh.
Do you know? And then when I started losing weight, that's when it was that kind of thing of like, I think I was going, I'm fat. The world's not fair to fat people, but I'm not going to change. So if I think about it or engage with it intellectually, it's just going to drive me insane. So why not just not engage with it and just like, and there was this weird thing as well that I kept thinking like, oh, like if I live my life happily as a fat person, that's a win. Like then trying to and then trying to change things. Also, this is the other thing. This sounds terrible, and I'm sorry to people that are fat in that are fat influencers. But I did keep thinking, even though I knew the world was unfair and they were dead right about stuff, there was a part of me going, I think there's this weird thing of like, if you feel an injustice, um to really engage with that felt hard. So I would go, but there are bigger injustices. So I would like engage with like abortion rights stuff or whatever rather than like fat liberation, because I felt like it was like too close to home, or I was being selfish to want to have life be nicer. It's so weird. Why is that? Maybe it's because there's a shame attached to being fat. Like, I think I felt like I shouldn't advocate that much. Like, I did this article years ago, 10 years ago, maybe more. And it was about like, it was about getting like street harassment, because I found it strange that like I would have men like just doing weird things like touching my face.
What?
Yeah, or just like I remember like a guy put chewing gum in my hair. All this like weird, like I would get this weird, not it I think it's this weird thing of having the strangers be
We,
horrible to you.
you had girls throw chips at you at
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah, that was like,
Because I've told some of my male friends this when there's one of my partner's friends you've met at different Christmas things and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and he's worried that he was fat phobic in front of you, and he obsesses over it because he
yeah.
anyway. But I was telling him all the stuff that happened to you, and he was like, "Whoa, I can't believe it." Generally, if you tell men about street harassment, they find it hard to believe. Like often, I've told my partner stuff, and he's like, "I don't understand how all this stuff happens to you," as if I'm making it up.
I know.
And yeah, it does sound mad, but I'm like, you have to understand loads of men hate women, and it's almost like a power thing.
It's definitely a power thing, because it's like a thing. So I got street harassment, and I used to think, oh, it's weird because I don't get street harassment where they're like you're attractive. It's like, I remember like walking across like the Halfpenny Bridge in Dublin, and this guy just whispered into my ear, "You're a fat bitch," and then just kept walking, and it was this weird. It felt like more violent than like it felt like I'd
It's just
rather
putting
be.
you in your place.
Yeah.
It's men who feel small, and the best way they serve that is by harassing women.
Well, it's because I was fat and I wore bright colors. I think it's that.
Yeah,
It's the kind of thing of like, and I generally kind of look happy,
yeah,
but it's like, I just wear like, I wear bright colors, especially when I was fatter, as a like rebellion against the clothes that were available to me. Because I'd go into New Look or I'd go into like Evans's and stuff, and your options are rockabilly. You look like you look like you look like someone who dresses like they're polyamorous and plays tabletop games. Do you know what I mean? And you like
Yeah.
yeah, you like rocker music, and it's fine. Or you dress like a flower hippie child,
yeah.
or someone who works at a bookies. Like those are your three options, like as a fat woman. And so like and I would get lots of bags of clothes off people that had lost weight. So
I remember seeing someone do that with
Yeah.
you. It was like their mum's clothes.
yeah.
I was really offended on your behalf.
Nah, I love that shit because then I'd pick
right.
out the shit that I like. But it was, I think it's a weird rebellion thing again of going, I'm not going to be offended by this. I'm actually going to find the best things I can and be fly as fuck. Like, and I didn't even
Yeah.
have to pay for it or whatever. And it's always like dressing in stuff that like I enjoyed or I like. So it's
Yeah.
like this weird thing. So like, and I'd wear massive headdresses and stuff like that, mostly because headdresses don't have a size, and I loved like
Yeah.
expressing myself through that.
You're much the way you talk about weight and being fat and stuff now. You articulate yourself way better than when you weighed more, which
Because-
is weird.
Yeah, because I didn't think about it when I weighed more. I think I didn't allow myself to like, I think there was this thing of like, oh, this is sad. People treat me bad. But like also like, I think it's because I get treated like a little bit nicer now. So
Yeah.
it's made me like even hardened to, I think because I'm thinner and I get treated nicer, it makes me really angry on behalf of me.
And you know
years
the
ago.
annoying thing is anytime you got gallstones a couple of times,
Yeah.
and she won't go to the hospital over it because the NHS try and kick her off the medication, and that wouldn't happen in America.
No.
In fact, there was a woman, I was doing a gig at the Bill Murray, and an American woman came up to me at the end. She was over visiting London, and she was a big fan of the last podcast.
Yeah.
And she said, she was like that, but she was like, I used to be obese, and she was a psychologist for people that had that binge eat, I think. And I told her they keep trying to kick you off your prescription. And she went, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
She could be getting the gallstones from like rapid weight loss.
Yeah.
But it's just this thing of, I've found in the UK, they really don't like people kind of, I've noticed it with things like HRT and ADHD medication
Yeah.
and Mounjaro.
Yeah.
They really don't like when you go outside the NHS and do stuff for yourself.
Yeah, I know. But it's hard because like, because I'm like years waiting for ADHD stuff. So the NHS, well, the problem,
The group.
oh, yeah. Oh, wow. So what the NHS could offer you to help you lose weight when you're morbidly obese, because I was morbidly obese, is that you get put into a group of other morbidly obese people, and they have like a group thing where they'll talk about like nutrition and exercise and stuff like that. And our first meeting, I waited over a year for it, and the first meeting was a Zoom meeting with like 43 other obese people, and I've never heard so many. Can you please put your microphone on mute, please? Please put your microphone on mute. It made me fat phobic being in that Zoom group. I was
didn't you say you were like maybe fat, you said something about fat people being stupid.
I was like, people have been telling me fat people have been stupid for years, and I was like, I don't believe you. And then I went to that and I was like, I do.
And you said at one point there was just a woman on the Zoom call walking into the tube.
Yeah, walking into the tube, still looking into the phone, and then I can see her going the escalator down. And she had the microphone full on, so all you could hear was beep, beep. And she's like, I was just staring at her screen waiting for it to cut. Like, God.
And loads of it seems to be like, hey guys, have you thought of salad before?
Genuine, it was that. It was a lot of like fun. Like, it is funny because like I would say, a majority of the people that were in there probably in for the same thing that I'm in for, which is like binge eating.
Yeah, but
And
loads of people have that because of trauma.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing. And like, but there's a lot of treatment for fatness, where they just think you're making the wrong choices.
Yeah.
So they're like, have you heard of legumes? You know what I mean? And it's like,
look, I know I've said to you I love beans, but I've said to
know.
everyone that I love beans.
I love beans now too, and it's funny. Fern is so afraid of us talking about beans on the podcast because every day I've suggested we talk about beans, and you know what? Fern's gonna Deliveroo. What do you get in your Deliveroo? Yeah, beans. So like
They're a natural GLP-1.
they're incredible. They got protein, they got fiber in it. Like wow. And you think I talked like that 2 years ago? No, that's like so. There is a lot. There is a lot of like it's really hard as a fat person going through. I think before like dealing with the health service and this is Ireland and the NHS like. I was very much in my little fat bubble of like, I would try and avoid the doctors as much as I could because I knew that anytime I'd go to the doctors about anything, it would be like, you need to lose weight. And I'm like, I hear this off the people in the street. I don't want to hear this off my doctor, you know? But like, so then when I'm actually engaging properly about losing weight, it's hard because it's kind of like a one size fits all. And I get it because like there's so many fat people, you know.
Sometimes people get fat because of just poor habits over and over again. But the thing no one wants to address is people getting fat from like
trauma,
horrendous sexual abuse and stuff. Like,
yeah,
no one wants to like because any amount of salad recipes isn't gonna fix that.
No, but I would love to see a salad recipe like they do in on the internet where they talk about like it's an autumn day and it's like I remember the first time I was abused. And it's like, what we need to do is get some seeds.
The salad's so good you'll forget incest.
I did not get incested. Let's put that.
No, sorry, didn't.
It was a stranger.
But you know you said like you and I've just heard it on so many things.
Yeah.
Of people getting really really overweight and it's because they're
why do you not say fat?
I do say fat. Because then when you say it, because there's some fat influencers there like it's a neutral word. Fucking use it around the wrong person and it's not. Oh my God.
It's hard. It's like some doing a show about it and I've seen like just like quotes and stuff and they go like,
I'm trying to say the right words and then it just comes out.
I know. It's like the word prostitute.
I do say fat.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes when I hear this is like it's so weird. Some people get weird about the word overweight though, because they're like over what weight? I know it's like
the fat. I mean,
I think that's a big thing of like why I didn't involve myself that much in the. It's not all the fat acceptance movement. It's not
a lot of the fat acceptance movement. I was starting to find ludicrous.
But some, I think it's a tiny
amount.
Death
fat.
What's death fat?
Morbidly obese.
Instead of saying morbidly obese, people say death fat.
Or small fat. What do you think? Because you're now
I don't mind small fat. Am I small fat? It's funny.
Straight size.
A clip went viral of me talking about like it's interesting when I go on,
it was really good.
When I go on chat shows now, they put up and it like because it's what I talk about and I don't mind it and it does well on the algorithm. So I'm not being so I'm not going like, why are they clipping it up?
It's interesting about it in a way that's normal.
Yeah, but like it's funny how someone commented underneath one of the TikToks and me went, it's like a before and before picture because they were like, I haven't lost enough weight. And I'm like, fair enough. But like, and also I don't care. But like, what were we chatting about? The words that you're not allowed to use around the fat movement or whatever.
People say straight size because they're trying to create a false equivalence, trying to compare it to like the gay rights movement or the thing of constantly trying to make out like try and connect it to race and the civil rights movement. I find it absurd.
I think I was put off engaging before because I was like, I'm a white fat woman, like because I get like abuse on the street or because like I feel like my employment there are things about being fat that like it's indisputable.
Yeah.
But I am like I always felt kind of weird about that. But also it is kind of like the less fat I'm becoming, the more angry I am over the way that fat people are being treated.
That's the interesting thing I noticed is like
Like now I am like
you
the system, you know.
well you well, as pretty much as soon as Alison went on the pens, because we were on tour together, so spending a lot of time together in a car, you started being a little bitch to me and standing up to me, which I really liked.
Yeah, a skinny
Because
little bitch.
yeah, that's a whole song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just suddenly started like standing up for yourself more and expressing anger suddenly out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. I think it's that, and like 4-hour car journeys. We do eventually,
Yeah, I started
disagree.
to like you and our tour manager had you had vocal tics that by the end I would start to like pull down and shut the what's it called?
The visor.
And that was a sign and they would be like, "What is it?" And I was just slamming it off the car. So Alison's thing was anytime you'd say something that she wanted to show she found interesting, she would go, mmm. By the end of the tour, I wanted to throw myself onto the motorway. And then Joe, the tour manager, would go, "Hell yeah." And it felt like those were the only two things I could hear.
We were like two Sims. We were like this computer card is waiting to be picked. You know, you're like, fight right now. Let's go.
But I felt guilty
Yeah.
because there's such nice people.
We're angels. Yeah.
Apparently his moniker at the Bill Murray was Lovely Joe.
Lovely Joe.
So
I can see
anytime I would
that.
get angry in the car, I would think, this is a sign what a terrible person I am, that I find even Lovely Joe annoying.
Yeah. No, we were there a long time. And I
Yeah.
do think as well, like, I think I've grown. So annoying to say that.
Have you been on a journey?
I have. And it's really annoying that, like, I've lost weight and now I'm, like, standing up for myself more. It makes me feel sad that I'm like, what? Did I feel like I wasn't worth standing up for when I was fatter? Or is it growth? I don't know. It's annoying. It is annoying losing weight and then making changes in your life. And you're like, am I doing this because I'm thinner now?
But
Or-
how much of it is
I think it's priorities. I think it's like prioritizing my happiness because I nearly died.
but also remember it took away because the first couple of weeks you were on it, you were saying how weird it was to not have food noise.
Yeah.
And
And
then
Mounjaro. Yeah.
They always give you junk food to eat backstage at tour shows, and I'd been like, I don't want any of that. But then I was worried it seemed like, well, I think I said at one point, my tour support is on Ozempic, so she's not gonna want anything either.
Yeah.
But it was almost like you wouldn't. We would go in backstage and there'd be crisps, and you just were like oblivious to it.
It was amazing. And it sounds fucked up to be like, it was amazing. But I think like the food noise, to describe it is like, it's like not, so I wake up and I'm like, right, what am I going to eat today? Where am I going to be today? And how am I going to eat it? What am I going to do? I do think there's an element as well of being like, because I was poor when I was younger.
Yeah.
And when my dad was disabled, like I would just like eat bread constantly because it was a cheap
Same.
source of like comfort and food. And it was like, it was this weird thing of like, to feel full felt like a victory over like other aspects of your life. Cause you'd be like, oh, life's shit now. Like, but I've got toast. Like toast was class. So the food noise, it is just, I couldn't be in a room with free food that was available to me and not eat it, stash it away, have it for later. It needed to be like food to me was a valuable resource that I must hoard.
Because when I lost weight, I used to think that as well. Like, I remember when I started comedy and I was so poor, there was a gig they used to do at the Comedy Store on Sundays in Manchester.
Yeah.
And you got free pizza. You didn't get money, but you got free pizza. So I would go there and just eat so much pizza. I remember watching back one clip. I was like walking on stage holding my belly. And then when I started to make money, and I read that I would make more if I lost weight.
Yeah.
What I would do is I would think to myself, like, I'd basically like hypnotized myself into thinking any of the free food at gigs is there to derail you. And if you eat that, that's going to derail you.
Yeah.
And it's all like, I would associate crisps with being poorer.
Wow.
And that was how I changed my thinking on it.
Well, I kept thinking.
I'm not advising this.
Yeah. I kept thinking like.
But it's much easier to think that once you start to get a little bit more money, I think. It's so, for me, exactly what you're saying about feeling full. I had that for years.
Yeah. It felt like if you felt full, it was like looking after yourself.
Yeah.
And the element of like the food noise, it's annoying. I'm talking about the advantages of Mounjaro, and like I don't have any love for the company that makes Mounjaro.
Really?
Like no, because they're just profiteering. It's just like even the adverts that they have now for losing weight, it's so like infantilizing.
What are
and,
the
like,
adverts like?
oh God, like you'll just see like stuff. It's mostly on Instagram, but there's some TV adverts for it now. But they'll be like, wait there. I didn't know that life could be so good until I've taken these injections. And it's just like, I would love there to be realistic ads where it's like, you sick of strangers on the train calling you a fat cunt? Take Mounjaro. You know, just like, it would be, it's all these euphemisms and all this like lust for life and all this type of thing. And it's hard because it's like, I think I've been developing a show and I'm touring with the show. And when I was first developing it, so I'd been on Mounjaro for like 2 months. So my body hadn't changed that much.
Yeah.
My eating habits had changed. And there was this weird part of me that went like, I don't want my life to get better. Isn't that so fucked up? I was like, I don't want my life to get better because I get fit, because I got thinner, because that means that they win. And it's like so fucked up.
Because it's going to shatter the belief system that you had in place for ages and any certainty you had about your worldview.
My belief system was that people shouldn't be cunts. And it's so...
And also fat women get so much more hassle.
Yeah.
Look at James Corden. If James Corden was a woman, would he be hosting late night shows?
No.
At that way?
No.
Like, it's so much.
Like, not to be like, if you're fat and a man and a bit difficult...
The world's your oyster.
But if you're fat and a woman and a bit difficult, you'll be slowly like taken out back and shot career wise. Do you know what I mean? You'll be disappeared. You'll be gone. Because you can't be fat and not personable.
Yeah.
And a woman.
I remember even just seeing when we were talking about how much better it is for hot people.
Yeah.
I did a job one time with Maya Jama. She was lovely.
Yeah.
I thought she would
Hot people are mostly lovely because the world has been lovely to them. So why would they be? It takes a lot of effort to be hot and mean.
But she was really lovely.
Yeah.
And we actually were the same size, but her distribution, fat distribution was a nicer shape than mine.
I love the way you look at the world.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
And I was getting mic'd up, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, right, let's just mic you up. And then he was like, Ms. Jama. When it's with me, it felt a lot more like I was a horse being fitted with my saddle for the day.
Yeah. It's weird how like you just
I just remember thinking I want that.
As
not that I don't want to be a TV presenter, but you're just like, I want that smooth sailing through life.
You've had that aspiration, like, because on your last tour, I
hated that show. So that's why I'm leaving for the world of books.
Oh my God, it was a good show. It was just
no, but
it's the type of tour you do after you become really big.
I know when when you said that, I was like, I never thought of that.
But then you couldn't do any other show other than that.
No, but what can I? Because I kept
sorry.
saying the same thing in the car on tour. What I mean is, I never meant to get into comedy to go on TV. I never meant to get into comedy. I felt like my concerns have strayed so far from what I was when I was younger, which was really interested in reading and learning a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt self-loathing for how much I care about these stupid things. And I don't like caring about stupid programs that I don't like watching.
What?
So that was why I was showing a lot of frustration on that tour. I love my audience and doing stand-up and anyone that's come to see me on tour, and I'm not backpedaling like I do like touring and live comedy.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff that comes off the back of it about every time you do a program thinking I'm going to have to start dieting again. But you have to pretend that you don't do that to make you more likable.
That's interesting.
Or like wanting to wear a jumper and jeans on TV and being told, no, you should dress like you're going to like a nice party.
Yeah.
Or just having to think about stuff like that, or get a fucking stylist, which has now become the norm amongst female comedians.
Which is mental because we don't earn that much money. Like, it's crazy. It's just another.
I'm just done. I'm done
not
with
getting
it.
a stylist ever. I can dress myself.
But
not
the
to be,
whole world of it, and
I think it's a status thing, though. I think it's the thing of going like, oh, it's cool. Like being a comedian, being a female comedian, you're like, oh, I just want to get on Live DePaul, or I just want to get on Sunday Brunch or whatever. And then
Sunday Brunch, in fairness,
yeah,
a career highlight.
I'd say so. I'd say
unbelievable.
So. But like,
and to sound like Richard Osman, you sell a lot of books. You will see your book flying up the Amazon charts.
Oh, I love
when you do Sunday Brunch.
Yeah.
Every time I've done Sunday Brunch, the bald one cooks you a full meal.
Simon
right?
River.
Yeah. Sorry. He
Call him
cooks
by his
you
name.
a full meal.
Yeah.
And then, cause it's always actresses and stuff, they don't eat.
Yeah.
So I'm always just like, I'm sure I've had comments on Twitter being like, she's really eating her food.
Babes, I wonder if I can find a video. So I went on this TV show called The 6 O'Clock Show, which is like the Sunday Brunch in Ireland, but it's on like 5 days a week. So you have like a chef cook you a meal while you
It's got that guy with a mad accent.
Which one?
Grey hair. Because I said to my partner, I went, what's with his mad accent? Is his name Dahi?
Oh, yeah. Because he's from the country, isn't it? He's a country guy.
Wild.
But like, it is like that. So
I said something about carbonara that was such an Irish country thing to say.
What did he say?
He was like, would you not make it with some cheese and cream there? And the Italian chef was like, no, you only make it with an egg yolk and some pancetta. And he was like, should not put a bit of ham in? And he just said pancetta. You Philistine.
Do you know what? I agree with that. I'm like, the Italians, they look, a bit of cream never hurt any. Well, it did. Actually.
You can't put cream in carbonara.
Why?
Because that's not how you make carbonara.
Not according to Frankie and Benny's, and they're a big company. But to go back, like I was on it, and it was a lovely meal, and I was eating the meal, and then my granddad who lovely guy, I think he's an eating disorder, but like my Irish granddad.
Oh,
so
right.
I went back to my granddad's house, and he recorded it because he's interested in my career. And then he watched it, he goes, pause there, and he goes, look at you there. You're eating now, and that other woman is telling jokes. You could have been telling a joke if you weren't eating. Do you know what I mean? And it was like a football play-by-play of like, this is an own goal. So yeah, I do have this weird hang-up now about eating on the telly. But
yeah, some people can be really weird about eating on telly.
I think it's because as well, like, it's
once
like
you get on the telly, loads of them have weird eating
things, yeah.
Well,
I think it's like
they don't eat.
It's like you don't want to show your cum face. You don't want to show your eating face. You know, to kind of like.
Listen, I've never had that, and I remember one of the first programs I did was this. I won't say what program it was.
Okay.
But the director was a posh guy.
Oh, that narrows it down. That narrows it down. I'll never know.
But there was loads of like. It was me and 3 other guys.
I know the one, yeah.
And there was loads of like zooming in on me enjoying my food in what I thought was a normal way, and kind of like laughing at the fact I enjoy food, and I recognised his attitude because I went to a uni with those kind of people.
Yeah.
They don't like. They're so weird if you aren't self-conscious about eating or basically have a borderline eating disorder.
I find it hard. I've no time for people who go like, "Oh, we're being naughty," and it's like,
Oh, give me a break.
I'm like, I've got an eating disorder. Just fuck off. Like either, like it's
I
just like,
haven't got an eating disorder. I just eat normally, and then there's so many people in this in showbiz world that are disconnected from it that they then project their issues onto you.
I think you get a lot of stuff projected on you when you talk about food, because you talk about food in like you'd be like nutrition or whatever.
Oh, because it's one of my interests.
And people don't like you talking about it like that because they think that you're trying to encourage people to. I know it's fucked up, but that is a thing, and it's weird. And they do put it on you, and it's them just reflecting their own feelings about food. That's the like you talk about food.
Remember, I told you I was doing roast battle.
Yeah,
I'd lost weight I remember after I did it. It was the one I did with Phil.
Yeah.
I'd just started weightlifting a lot, and so I hadn't lost weight, but I looked like I'd lost weight because I'd put on a lot of muscle. Loads of people were like, "What are you doing?" And anyway, but I was really hungry that day because I'd been dieting in the run up to it.
Yeah.
And so I ordered loads of tacos.
Yeah.
Ordered some for Chris, my agent, because he needs to eat too. And then Jimmy Carr came up and was like, carb loading before a gig. It really annoyed me. And then Phil did a joke because I was roasting my friend Phil Wang.
Yeah.
He did like a joke about me being fat. And then Catherine Ryan was like, but she's not fat. And then Jimmy Carr went, no, but it's in the post, isn't it? And I would always think about that when I was exercising. But then I would get annoyed because I would think, why do I stop thinking about it?
But like, you talk about food in like
it's one of my interests.
I know.
Time.
It's interesting the kind of performance of talking about food. Like how do I say this? I think like because I went on a food podcast and like going on off menu. You've done it twice. And like I feel like going on off menu, there's a freedom. There's a freedom if like, because I went on off menu when I wasn't on Mounjaro, when I wasn't.
You got sent soup.
I did. I should have talked about caviar or something like that. I got sent stock cubes, which is like my friend, Sakisa. She got sent like rum and all this cool shit. She got loads of free stuff.
Unbelievable amount.
I was
I got so much that I went to one of my first red carpet things after, and my dress burst open. Burst open down to my pants. And people from my agency had to fix my dress. This has all been broadcast as well. Like,
oh my god!
Because I'd just eaten all my off-menu food.
Yeah.
And then because my partner's quite like, he like hates the world of showbiz, and he hates that like already wealthy people get free things.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is a disgrace. I can't believe they've sent you this. And I was like, so you don't want to eat this free pancake kit and nut butter that I've been sent? He was like, what? He was just grumbling while enjoying the fruits of my labours.
He was objecting with his mouth full.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it's kind of like I think if you talk publicly about food, people have I think food is similar to parenting. People have such strong views of what good parenting is.
Because I've got strong views on ultra processed food.
You do,
and I was ahead of the Van Tulican brothers on this. I gotta say, Gillian McKeith, by the way,
is an
said all this.
But she made people shit in a box. I've no respect for her. I know you love her because there's a.
But how come there's Tim Spector and all that lot? They got me to poo in a box.
Who got? Wait, what? 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 What the?
I gave them money,
right?
And I sent them my jobbies.
Tim Spector did what?
I hope I'm never single again.
So, talk me through the process of you.
Everyone you see in London who has one of them little things on the back of their arm, they done a shit for Tim Spector.
This Tim Spector guy sounds like quite the
the Zoe thing, that whole thing.
Yeah.
How do you think they test your gut microbiome?
You've been talking about the gut microbiome for years. Yeah,
I was so ahead of my time.
You were. It was like seeing Billie Eilish in like the Camden Electric. You were like, you gotta hear Ocean Eyes. You gotta.
Yeah, man. Like you can't eat. Like if you eat Haribo, that's like eating soap and glue. It's so bad for you. Anyway.
Yes.
I was like, I really love when science proves me right.
You do.
Like when I went on the fasting retreat.
Yeah.
And then they were measuring. They measured everything. You could see all my measurements getting better.
How many people have seen your shits?
Like
if you had to like,
they like peer pressure you into going up your butt.
Wait, who did what?
So right, go backwards.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I went on.
I love this like record scratch. You probably. How did I get myself here?
So I had sore joints.
Yes.
You know, I've had sore joints for years,
Yeah.
and I've been doing so many different things to sort it.
Yeah.
So I went on a fasting retreat. It was mad. It was like something out of the White Lotus. You get so hungry, you actually think you're gonna die. Eventually I ran away and went to a bakery. Anyway, but when you're there, there's all these like nice German nurses, and they're like, hello, Fern, it's time for us to do your, what's it called?
This fasting retreat was in Germany, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sort of on the borders of like Germany and Switzerland. I don't want to dox my fasting retreat. They wanted to, what's it called where they go up the butt?
Colonic or what?
Not a colonic.
Your birthday? Sorry.
His birthday.
His birthday.
They wanted to do something up my butt.
Right.
And I was like, no, thank you. And they were like,
nein, dankeschön.
They said, you will find the fasting process so much easier if we do this up your butt. Just lie on your side. And I said, I don't want to. I'm feeling fit. And they were like, no, honestly, like you're going to get less headaches. It's just going to make everything easier. And she went, my daughter, Clara, I do this on her. I was like,
yes.
The butt, the poo, the Zoe thing.
So did they, wait, can we stop?
She did.
Did she do it to your butt? Did you let her? Because you said you said no, and she's like, but Clara has done it.
It wasn't a douche. It was an enema.
An enema.
I think.
What's the difference between an enema, a colonic, and a douche? A douche is like to clean it for like just general.
It's the difference between light rainfall and a monsoon. Do you know? I mean, what? Are you kidding?
No,
isn't a douche just like squirting a small amount of water up the butt and then you go back out?
Right.
And I only know this because I watch a lot of TV shows about the lives of gay men.
Right. Yeah. One of your other special interests.
So that would be the lowest amount of water. An enema would be like a medium amount.
So we're talking
of water.
drizzle. Douching is drizzle.
Yeah, an enema is like a cup of tea up the butt.
A cup of tea up the butt.
A colonic. A colonic is like a swimming pool of water.
Right.
Into all your intestines. And you shouldn't do it because it can damage the natural flora and stuff.
Do you know my Instagram? I did get offered this woman.
Crazy.
This woman asked me to go on a podcast, right? But I'd have to be getting a colonic at the same time in exchange for a free colonic. But it would be filmed. And I was like, I don't think I'd be coming out well out of that deal. You know? And I have seen my
I wouldn't even I got offered that but to get my tattoo lasered off. And for me that was too much.
And you hate tattoos.
Yeah, I desperately want my tattoo removed. I hated tattoos my whole life. And yet I have a tattoo from when I was a rebellious teen. But Alison has lots of tattoos and is still my friend, and I
See?
understand.
She's not a bigot. She can
And,
accept.
a lot of tattoo artists follow me on Instagram, and I'm always like, I hope they don't know my secret.
I know, because you want their money. Do you
Well,
think they'd be like, I can't watch a woman?
There's one lady I follow, and I really love looking at her tattoos. She's called Sweet Marie.
Nice.
I really enjoy her work.
So have you never had a colonic?
No, I would never get one. They're so bad for you.
Because it'll destroy the gut microbiome and stuff. The stuff that my Instagram shows me a lot of colonics.
So the Zoe app.
Who is she?
I was one of the first people to get it.
Yeah.
I was in the queue. As soon as I read about it, I signed up to be one of the very first people to send a poo to Tim Spector. And he's mad that you have to pay for it because he's obviously like gathering our data.
Yeah. Oh, he's obviously just going. He just opens up the box.
Rubs it in his face.
Yeah.
My results are unbelievable.
What do you mean unbelievable?
Like I'd be in the top 5% of people.
Of shitters.
Yeah.
You're
But one of the hardest things is I so wanted to tell people.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you at the time.
No, you're a high achiever in the shitting. What's a good shit? What if you had to like what?
So in terms of on the stool chart,
Yeah.
you want a 3 or a 4?
What were you?
Oh, but what made me good?
Yeah.
They
If I wanted to have a good shit.
So they break down all your individual gut bacteria, and I've got one that compels me to exercise.
Wow.
Right? There's also ones that mean that you're less likely to have insulin resistance. So I had a lot of them.
Is there like somewhere in the chart that this compels you to play The Sims for 6 hours?
They do have ones that means you'll be more likely to have inflammation, which then means you're more likely to have depression, which might then make you play The Sims.
So your shit is good texture.
So I had low levels of inflammation.
Brilliant.
I had a lot of stuff. Basically, I had a lot of stuff that showed that I ate like a lot of different plants.
Yeah.
Because I do eat a lot of different things.
Do you think it could be like crufts where there's also like an element of character? Like this one looks like it's got a lot of character.
I've
like shit. You had bad things in your shit.
Well, like I've no tolerance to fat, and I've got high cholesterol.
You're fat phobic.
That's no. Yeah, right enough.
Yeah.
That took me a minute. Because I just started to autistically go, no, I have high cholesterol again. And it's so embarrassing when I do that.
No.
But I heard GLP-1s, you can microdose it to bring your cholesterol down. But then I'm like, are they just saying that because there's a big financial incentive to get loads of people on it?
And it is like, the funny thing is that I've been on it for like over a year, the GLP-1.
Well, seeing you on it
put
me off taking it.
Oh my God.
The Nottingham gig.
What happened to Nottingham? Oh, and
when you nearly
shot myself, yeah.
She was basically, she was getting ready to go on stage, and she was like, oh, and you were wearing a jumpsuit like that.
I was, yeah.
And I was like,
real danger.
I just remember having the thought, like, clear as like an angel announcing it, was like, you are about to be much closer as friends, because I thought I was going to see you shit yourself. And then the tour manager went and got a big bin and put it next to the stage.
Because seeing me shit myself, there's a lot more intimacy than you simply holding my hair back while I get sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she did her set and then was like, I have to go. And then ran off stage. And you were like, get off me. And I had to like help you get your jumpsuit off. And then she just bolted out the room.
I did, yeah.
So that's why I think people saying it's the easy out.
Yeah, no.
It's mad.
There are side effects.
Or like the burps and stuff.
Oh my God. Will I tell this story?
If I burp in front of people, I'm more embarrassed than if I farted.
Really? Why is that?
I think burps are so repulsive. Like, they make me so sick.
Do you know what? We should save this, I think. Well,
save this top quality content.
But before,
about how burps are like a fart out the mouth.
Oh, wait, this is like, That's like a kind of like a stranger is a friend you're yet to meet. A burp is a fart.
I don't know
You've
if
yet to
Zoe
meet.
wants to advertise with us. I think I've advertised this really well.
Yeah.
That just so you know, everyone that endorses it, Davina McCall, she shits in a box. They're all shitting in a box
Yeah,
for science.
that's the thing. I want to imagine that Davina McCall shit in a box. I just realized
With a big smile on her face.
Yeah,
I feel great.
I feel great, and so should you. We've been chatting away all the time, and I just want to show you this. I made this. Right?
Why has it got jobbies for eyes?
Because
That is jobbies.
That is jobbies, yeah. So in Dublin years ago, there used to be this advertisement encouraging people to pick up the dog shits off the floor, and they made this little poster of a child with shit in its eyes. So I made it because my friend had some FIMO, and that's the actual. We can find a video of it, but like that's that. And I was like, I was missing home. I was missing Dublin. I was with my Dublin friends, and I was like, do you remember this? And they all remembered it. So that's the little laugh.
Listeners, do you remember when you were an Irish child rubbing dog shit in your eyes? Send a message into the podcast and
Yeah.
we'll respond next week.
We all had conjunctivitis, but there were simpler times. There were simpler times. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for watching this podcast on YouTube. I'm being sincere. Back to you. Thank you, mate. You're really helping so much. You know what will help a little bit more, though?
If you smash the subscribe button, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. You can message us on WhatsApp. I think the WhatsApp number is here somewhere on the screen.
Or email us at ignorethatfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Thank you. See you next week.